Midnight Occult Civil Service Episode 7 review. I've put this off for a reason.
Babe, hit the intro.
So we start off the episode, I get kind of like slight feels for the creepy dude with the cool hair, because, you know, we get a scene of him looking at the frickin' corpse of his former lover, you know, and he's, you know, talking about, you know, finally restoring him, and we see some, like, clips of them when they were younger, and she wasn't a corpse, and she, like, put a flower crown on his head. You know, it was kind of touching, you know, so I got a little bit of feels, even though obviously what he's doing is still objectively fucked up. Then we get the intro. Never grew on me. Still don't like the intro. Whatever. So we get Theo, Arata, and Glasses Dude talking in the car. It's a little weird because in the last episode we left off with Arata being really pissed at fucking Kohaku. And I don't feel like we had much of any follow-up to that, even a little bit in this episode. Like, even a little bit. He screamed about, "I know you're here!" in the park. And Kohaku just, like, appeared as, like, "Yep." And then, I guess Arata just called everyone after that. And just nothing came of it. I don't know, I feel like there was a lot of tension between Kohaku and Arata that just was completely unresolved. It was just, like, I mean, I know Arata can't really do shit about Kohaku anyway, and even if he did, Kohaku wouldn't give a shit, but I at least wish there was more something to that, instead of, welp, I'm mad at him, but I guess he's a fucking crazy another dude, so I can't really do shit about it anyway. Big whoop, we got other shit to deal with. That kind of bugged me, but anyway, back to the point. Arata, Glasses, and them are talking in the car, and they're all mad because frickin' Glasses Dude was using Arata to try to frickin' save his sister and all that jazz. They argue, it's super dramatic, and fucking Theo's like, "You should have just told me, even if I couldn't have stopped you, I could have at least helped you," and he's just like, "Oh." And then Arata's like, "Well, I'll forgive you, and you owe me one. Now let's just solve this." Everyone's really, in this episode, like, kind of just going like, a lot of this shit's fucked up, but let's just, like, focus on getting the task done. Which, I mean, is kind of cool and nice. That's, like, they're being adults, I guess. But, they do some computer shit, and they end up figuring out that their base must be near this frickin' high school. So they just start investigating this high school at, like, midnight or whatever. And then eventually Kohaku just busts in there like, "Hey! I'm surprised you knew it was at a school while we were kidnapping schoolgirls. Who would have thought you would have guessed that? You should stop, though, because you'll probably die. This dude's, like, full-on, like, demon and shit. And you guys have no skills defending yourselves whatsoever." And then they're like, "But we gotta." And he's like, "No, you'll die." And Arata's like, "But we gotta." And then Kohaku's like, "Fuck it, I'll take you." And then he just takes him. Because he's like, "It will be fun watching you run from a Cerberus, big old guard dog thing." And they're like, "We're gonna do this." And they go over there, and then they're like, "Oh shit, the guard dog's just big-ass Cerberus." And they're like, "Yeah, it's a Cerberus." And then it, like, rises up out of, like, cement-looking goo. I mean, in any Cerberus depiction I've seen, it usually wasn't made out of fucking cement goo-looking stuff. That was weird. Then it was just weird, just rose out of goo. And then it was, like, made goo sound effects, and it was, like, sliding forward. It was weird, so it chased them. We get a chase scene. Kohaku's just floating with them, being like, "Ah, you guys are getting chased, you're gonna die." And they're like, "Oh, I don't want to die." And then fucking Theo throws something at it, doesn't do shit. Fucking, they keep trying shit, doesn't do shit. At one point, Theo distracts them by, like, throwing a lollipop, but, then, like, 2 seconds later, the Cerberus is chasing him again, so that basically didn't do shit. And then, fucking Arata, because all of these people that are investigating this are just actually kind of fucking useless. He's just about to get eaten, because... And that's a theme in every episode. Pretty much, and that's kinda what was bugging me this whole episode, is even now, with last episode, I got really hyped up for this episode, because I'm like, man, this is when this anime is finally gonna fucking go to second gear, it's gonna get more serious, it's gonna be cool, we're gonna have actual stakes now, shit happening is the shit happening matters, because there's stakes to it, but then this just... they're about to get eaten, and then fucking Kohaku's just like, actually, I just wanted to fuck with these guys, don't actually eat them. And then the server's just like, fine, and then just fucks off. Like, this whole show is just, here are some hot guys that are completely incompetent to solve any problems in this show. Only one of them can even talk to the others in the first place. Here's putting them in a situation, and then they go in this situation, and they're like, oh shit, we don't actually have any legitimate plan to solve this. And then, all of a sudden, it looks like they're gonna get fucked up, and then they just don't, and then the situation just half fixes itself. Every fucking time. Every time. It either just completely erases the problem on its own, or it just half solves it to where there's probably going to be other people inconvenienced, but our main cast essentially can just pretend like it never happened. It just every fucking time. And so, they escape the Cerberus. I forgot to mention, on their way before the Cerberus popped up, it was like a world of just like floating fucking doors. Doors are just everywhere for some reason. I mean, they explain they all lead to different places, but just world of floating doors. It's better than the like plain cloud background that they had for, like an episode or two ago. So, floating doors, I can live with that. That's kind of cool. I forgot to talk about that. The creepy dude, they explained that the creepy dude was an angel, but then he became a devil for falling in love with a human, which is kind of bullshit. If God's gonna make you a literal fucking demon because you fall in love with the wrong person, that's kind of bullshit. But, I mean, I guess if he's the kind of person that was gonna, like, kidnap the attributes of various people to try to force their dead lover to be reanimated, I guess they probably deserved to become a demon in the first place. So, it's kind of weird. But, dude essentially has just been fucking up the resurrection for a long time. Like, he's done this a whole bunch of times. It just keeps not working. So he just, like, drops off the girls afterwards and tries to find other girls to make it work, I guess. And he's just been doing this indefinitely for just an unspecified length of time. Actually, I think they did say how many years, I think, at one point, now that I think about it. I didn't write it down, though, so... However many years they said. Glasses dude just pulls out a fucking gun, and then the gun does nothing to anyone, so it's fucking useless. Just like everything in this show. Like, oh, Glasses dude has a gun, he's about to whoop ass. Nope. You can't have the protagonists ever solve their own fucking problems. Ever. Cause goddamn. What always happens is they're just like, shit, can you guys not do the bad stuff? And the bad guy's like, nah. And he's like, then can you fuck off? And then they just let him go every time. Like, the girl's finally revived, which this scene I actually kind of liked. She was revived, and she was just, like, absolutely horrified and disgusted, because her body is made out of just other bodies, and all of her attributes are just attributes stolen from other shit. So, none of her, in fact, even her language, she's speaking the language of the others, so she's not even a human anymore by this point. She's absolutely disgusted and horrified, she's like screaming and contorting, and the part that I thought was the coolest is it wasn't like, oh no, what happened? She was like upset, because this is like the fucking 50th time he's done this shit, And she's like mad at him saying, why do you keep doing this to me over and over again? I hate this. I hate this. This isn't my body. This isn't me. This is disgusting. Just let me fucking die. And, then, which I actually liked. I like that scene a lot. And then the dude's basically like, you're not really my dead girlfriend, cause my actual fucking dead girlfriend, she would be happy if she got brought back to life. So if you're upset, then I just brought you back wrong. So I'ma just kill you and try again. Then he just like Diavolo stabbed through her back and killed her. Like, literally the way Diavolo in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure kills everyone, just like through the chest. And they disintegrate, and he just takes the soul. And then freaking Glasses Dude's like, this piece of shit! And then Theo's like, dude, don't. We have no capabilities to actually stop either of these two. So let's just take the fucking people and leave. And then he's like, shit, you're right. So I don't know why he had the fucking gun's useless. So they fucking bail. They actually do save people, though, so that's cool. They save... I mean, I guess, so they're not totally incompetent. Like, they saved these people, they saved the high school girls from when there was the zombie shit, so not totally incompetent. But they save them, except, which this was like, I don't know, it was weird, because it's just like, okay, we're just gonna let you guys leave now. You infiltrated our demon place. The thing just fucked up. So we're just releasing these girls now. So really, I guess there wasn't any purpose of them being there, because they would have sent the girls back anyway when they didn't work. They sent all the other girls back. So what was the point of Theo and them really being there? Like, you just didn't really... I don't know if they actually helped anything. At first it actually seemed like it was a little heartbreaking, because... even though they saved the sister, Glasses Dude's sister, she was sad because, like, she couldn't see him at all because she's still blind, because the attribute they stole from her was her vision. And, so, you know, I had that wrote down. I'm like, yeah, what exact thing I wrote down was, as usual, everything mostly fixes itself, and they end up just leaving, like, every single episode. Glasses' sister and everyone's saved, but she's blind forever. But that meant there was, like, consequences for stuff that happened, and they can't have that, so they just had fucking magical glow orbs that represent the attributes that were stolen just fly out and go back to everyone, because the resurrection fucked up again. So that means they're all fine. So literally no one was hurt by this, except they ended up kinda sorta time traveling, I guess, because now the older sister, because she was stuck in the black void for, like, fucking however many years, like 10 years or some shit, now she's the younger sister, which is really kind of funny. But, yeah, just everything turned out okay. They probably could have just never figured out anything about what the demon dude was doing, and everything would have ended up exactly the same. Because the resurrection still would have fucked up. And he still would have returned everyone. So, like, I just wish that I felt like the protagonists had more to do with people being saved than they did. And it's just kind of awkward now, because I know if any of, like... Because these guys can't, like, they can't really fight anyone. So if they're either gonna just walk in there and just talk their way out of every situation, or some random bullshit's gonna happen, like fucking Kohaku just being like, don't, and they just stop. Or some random person walks in and all of a sudden the fucking villain, either they just decide they're not gonna fucking kill anyone, just let them go, you know? Or they decide they'll release the heroes and they'll just kill other people or some shit, you know? Like, that's all I ever really see happening at this point. Like, this show is, I think it's just always gonna be, like, building up, you know, in each story, I feel like it's always gonna build up a story, It's gonna give you the illusion that there's stakes, but every story's just gonna be, and they just kind of walk in, shit happens, and they leave. It's just a fun romp. It's not gonna ever be anything more than that, I don't think. It's just gonna be they're just gonna hype up some shit, and then they're just gonna give you some fucking, C minus romp through, where there's no real actual stakes involved. Which, I mean, I thought it could have ended up being the case when I started watching this. So, like, I'm not mad about it, because I kind of thought it was possible. I mentioned in a bunch of these videos that it seemed like it was just kind of it might end up just kind of a dumb show to watch with friends. But I really, really was hoping, when I watched the last episode, because the last episode, I got really hyped up, and I was really hoping it was going to prove me wrong, and it was going to be more than just an okay show that was just kind of goofy, dumb, but fun with hot dudes, but that's not the route they took. It's just kind of a stupid show with hot dudes that's kind of fun to turn your brain off and just watch if you're bored and don't have anything else to watch. Like, hey, Psycho Pass 3 still hasn't been made yet, I'ma watch this, because I don't have any other things I feel like watching now, and I only have to pay attention. Whenever Psycho Pass 3 comes out, I'm totally gonna fucking watch that on this channel, by the way. I have to. I also might watch Psycho Pass 2 on this channel, also, just because I feel like that I have a lot to say about Psycho Pass 2. I hope Psycho Pass 3 is good. Anyway, yeah, that's the fucking show. I don't know if I'm gonna be watching more of this show. I mean, okay, eventually, I'm sure I'm gonna get curious and watch episode 8, 9, and however many episodes they're gonna have in this, but I'm thinking I might just drop this show, because I don't think it's gonna get better. I think it's just gonna be fine. And I kind of feel like watching something that is either really good or more stupid fun than this, because this has just been really okay. It's good at building hype, and then it just ends up okay.
Bye-bye!
Thank you, wonderful humans, for watching this video. If you could please subscribe to this channel, like this video, leave a comment telling me how wonderful I am. Follow me on Twitter at FlashyJWEvans, and as always, this has been Hell and High Tales, and I am one of your lovely co-hosts, King of Games Champion, JW Alistar, telling you to have a dandy